Hi guys, it's me Terry of the Yarnjoy podcast. I had a request to do a tutorial on how I make my two-toned granny squares, where I make the square has half one color and half another color. So that's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so I'm taking two colors. I'm taking this purple right here and then this peach color. Now the yarns that I'm using are some DK weight or baby weight or number 3 weight yarn, sport weight, but of course this would work with any type of yarn depending on the yarn that you're wanting to use for your project, of course. And I am using a 4mm hook, which is a G hook, but of course if you would use whatever hook that your yarn would call for, the hook size that you want to use for that project. Okay, so I'm going to take my first color and I'm going to begin with a magic circle. Now you don't have to do a magic circle. You can just make a ring by chaining 4 and then slip stitching into that first chain that you created to make a ring. You can do it that way, but I'm going to be making a magic ring or a magic circle to start my project. Okay, so I'm going to chain up 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now I'm going to do 2 double crochets into this ring. 1, 2. Okay, just like that. That's my first shell for my granny square. Okay, now I'm going to chain 2 because I'm going to make a corner, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets. 1, all into the ring. 2 and 3. Okay, let me pull my ring, my beginning tail there to tighten up the ring just a little bit. Okay, now I have done 2 of the shells needed for my beginning round of my granny square. And you know, in a granny square, the center round or the beginning round of granny square usually consists of what it does. It consists of 4 corners, and then between the corner chain stitches we have 4 shells or 3 double crochet groupings in this case. Okay, so if I'm going to be making a two-toned or half and half granny square, then that means I want to have of those 4 3 double crochet groups, I want to make 2 one color and 2 my second color. Okay, so I need to make another corner since I've only made 1, and I need to make 2 corners one color and 2 corners the second color, and so I need to make another corner by chaining 2, 1, 2. Now I'm ready to add in my second color. Okay, so I'm gonna just drop that first color to the back. Okay, not cutting it though, because I'm going to be picking it up in the next round. Okay, so now I'm going to take my second color and I'm going to insert my hook into the ring, and then I'm going to pick up my second color just like that. Okay, and as you see, the first color is still on my hook. See that right there? Okay, and which is good. That's what I want. Okay, so I pulled up a loop of my second color into the ring, and then I'm going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And on my third chain, besides making the third chain, you know, chaining through this second color to make the third chain, I'm also going to pull my loop through the last loop of the first color. Okay, and then I'm going to take my yarn from the first color and tighten it up in the back a little bit, okay, to snug that up. Okay, so that chain 3 that I just made, it is the first double crochet, okay, of the second color that we need for that round. Okay, and we're doing 3 double crochet clusters, or not clusters, 3 double crochet groupings, okay, to make our shells. So this chain 3 is our first one, and so continuing on with our second color, I'm going to make 2 more double crochets into the ring, and I'm working over my starting tail, well, the ring the tail from the ring, the starting tail, and the starting tail from where we just added the second color, okay? And now, so I've made one double crochet, now I need to make my second one. Okay, and see, now I have a 3 double crochet grouping, counting that chain 3 I created to connect the yarn. And so now I have 3 double crochet grouping that I need for my granny square. Okay, and if you look at the granny square, we can see that we have 3 of those groupings. Okay, so now I need to make a chain 2 to make my 3rd corner piece. Okay, and then now I need to do 3 more double crochets with the second color. And that will get us to the end of that first round of our granny square. Okay, so I did 3 double crochets into the ring, and now I need to do 2 chains to form my last corner. Okay, and then connect it to my first double crochet, which was actually a chain 3. Okay, so I'm going to do 2. Well, ordinarily you would do 2 chains. I did 1 chain, but instead of a second chain, I am going to do a single crochet into the top of the beginning chain 3, and that's going to do 2 things. Okay, so I'm doing a single crochet, not a slip stitch like we usually do to join the round. Okay, I'm going to do a single crochet. Okay, so that single crochet is connects it so it acts like a slip stitch, but since it's a single crochet, it kind of sets our hook over into this chain 2 space, because we're gonna, for the next round, we're gonna turn our work and we're gonna start in this corner. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do the rounds. Every time you're going to do a round where it's not the last round of your granny square, instead of slip stitching into the corner, we're going to do a single crochet into the corner. Not the corner, I'm sorry. We're going to do, instead of slip stitching into the first stitch to join, we're going to do a single crochet to join. Okay, okay, so now going on to the next round, I'm going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now I'm going to turn my work. Okay, and of course these tails we will weave in, although the beginning tail, let me hold on to that, the beginning tail you can pull to close up the ring, you know, because it was a magic circle. Okay, okay, so now we're going on to the next round. Okay, and we're working with the second color right now. That's what's on our hook, so that's what we're going to continue with. We chained 3. That's going to act like the first double crochet in our corner, well, one of the corner 3 double crochet groupings. Okay, so that's like the first double crochet. Now I need to do 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2. Okay, and that is our first double crochet grouping for round 2. Now in a granny square, we know that in each corner there's going to be 2 3 double crochet groups in a corner. I mean, it'll be like 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and those are going to be in the corner spaces. Well, this corner that we started out with for round 2, that is one of the corner spaces. So I know that we're supposed to have 3 double crochet groups in the corner, and but I'm only going to do one of them, and I'm going to go around and I will complete that corner piece when we get around to the other side. Okay, okay, so now we're going to not chain. I'm going to just go right into the next corner. Okay, still working with the second color, and I'm going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, okay, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then 3 more double crochets. See, that's a complete corner. I did a complete one there. When we started out the round, I only did half of the corner. Okay, just like that. Okay, now we're going over to the next corner. Okay, we're going to work in this next corner, and we're going to do the same thing we just did. We're going to do, well, it'll end up being the same thing, but we're going to have a color change. Okay, so first we're going to go ahead and go to the next corner, and with our second color, we're going to do 3 double crochets, just like regular. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now since we have the first color, we have come upon where we left off with the first color, okay, and it is down at the bottom of this piece. See, that's coming up from the bottom. So for one thing, okay, so for one thing we have 3 double crochets. We need to do 2 chains, 1 and 2, okay, that's our corner chain piece, and now we're going to do 3 more double crochets, okay, to complete that corner. But I need to do a color change because I'm at where I left off with my first color, okay. And so what I'm going to do is, instead of trying to bring this piece up, well, I hope this is making sense. But the corner chains, there's 2 corner chains, and if you do half and half, you would think you would do 1 chain of one color and then the other chain of the other color. But since this is at the bottom, we need to pull this piece up to get up to that level, okay. And so the way I found to do that the best is a color change that I learned when I was doing some one of the Grafgan projects that I did. And so what I'm going to do is I went ahead and do the 2 chains for the corner chain, okay, and then when I'm going to do the color change to get my other 3 double crochets for that corner, I'm going to drop my first, which this is color number 2. I'm going to drop the peach, okay, and then I'm going to insert my hook into, but I'm going to leave it on my hook. See that? Insert my hook into the corner space, and I'm going to grab my first color, which was the purple, and I'm going to draw up a loop, okay? So that is the equivalent of 1 chain. So, I'm going to draw up the loop. Okay, now I'm going to chain 3 for a double crochet. So I'm going to do 1, 2, and then when I do my chain 3, my third chain, I'm going to go pull my yarn through that loop to make the 3rd chain, but I'm also going to pull it through that peach loop that was already on my hook, okay, it was at the back, and then I'm going to take my peach yarn back here and I'm going to pull it tight to just tighten up the loop. Okay, so that was my first double crochet of that 3 double crochet grouping, and I've changed my color, see that? And so now I'm picking up my purple again, and I'm going to do 2 more double crochets to complete that 3 double crochet grouping, okay? Okay, now I'm going to go to my next corner, and now this one's just regular with no color change because it's this half of the granny square. Okay, and so I'm going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, okay, getting a tangle here, okay, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then do 3 more double crochets to complete that corner, okay, 1, oops, 2, 3. Okay, so now when we're looking at our piece, now this is a beginning tail. I hope that's not too distracting that those tails are there. Okay, so this is our beginning, here's our square, okay, and we have this corner, which is a complete corner, and then we have this corner, which is a complete corner, and then we have this one that's a complete corner. This was the beginning, and so this one needs to have another 3 double crochet grouping to complete that corner with a chain 2, right? Okay, in the corner. And so let's go ahead and complete that corner now, and we're going to insert into this hole, okay, which was between the 2 groupings of round 1, okay, into the hole, and we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and now all we have to do is do a chain 2, and then join, and then that would complete that corner. Okay, but instead, since I'm going to go ahead and do more rounds, I'm not finished yet, so I'm not going to slip stitch for my to join. I'm going to do instead of chaining 2 and slip stitch, I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to do a single crochet into the top of the original chain 3 where I started the round. Okay, single crochet. Okay, now we're going on to round round 3, let's do it again and see if what I'm doing, if it makes sense. Hopefully it makes sense where you understand what I'm doing. Okay, so chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn our work. Okay, now we can see it better because those beginning tails are in the back. Okay, so there's what our square is looking like so far. Okay, so continuing on with the purple, that chain 3 was the first double crochet, so we're going to do 2 more double crochets, 1 and 2 into that corner. Okay, and then we're making the corner, but when the very first one that we're going to make, we're only going to make just half of it, and we're going to go around, and then at the end we're going to go into that hole again and we'll make the other half and finish it. Okay, so going on to the next space here. Okay, we're not going to chain on the sides. We don't do any chains between the 3 double crochet groupings. Okay, so I'm going right into this next hole. I'm going to do 3 double crochets because that's one of the sides. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're coming up to another corner, which is right in there. Okay, so we're going to do 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, okay, and then chain 2, 1, 2, and then we're going to do 3 double crochets again into that same hole, and that makes a new corner. I gotta get some more yarn here. Okay, so that's our second one more double crochet. Okay, so see that made 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets in the corner. Okay, now we need to do the side, one of the 3 double crochet groupings for the side, okay, into that hole. So we're going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and so now, get a little more yarn. Now, one thing about working with 2 colors, sometimes they do tend to get a little bit tangled up, so just as you're working, you can kind of rearrange the way you have them laying out to untangle them. Okay, so coming up to this next corner, you see that we are getting ready to be at the point where we need to do a color change, okay, because we're coming up to where we had dropped the second color from the previous round. Okay, so this corner is going to be a half and half type corner where we're going to do 3 double crochets of the color we're working on right now, and then we will complete that corner. Well, we'll do chain 2, and then we'll complete that corner with 3 double crochets of our next color. Okay, so into the corner we go. So we're going to do 3 double crochets of this the purple. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then we're going to do our corner chain of 2 chains, 1, 2, and now we're going to drop the purple, and then we're going to pick up the peach, but we're going to leave that purple, we're going to leave that loop on our hook. See that? Okay, we're going to leave it on our hook, and we're going to insert our hook into the corner hole, and we're going to pick up from the back, we're going to pick up the peach, okay, and then we're going to chain 3 to make our double crochet equivalent, 1, 2, 3, and on that last chain, the last chain that we just did for number 3, we're also going to pull it through that loop of purple that I had on my hook, okay, and then I'm going to snug up that purple in the back just a little bit to close that up, okay, and or make that chain tighter, okay, and now I'm going to continue with my 3 double crochet grouping with the peach now, okay, so 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets, okay, which makes our 3, if you count the chain 3 as 1, okay? So now we're going to continue around our square with the peach, okay? Okay, so we're going to do a side double crochet grouping, okay? Into the next hole, we're going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, okay? No chaining. The only places that we chain is in the very corners, okay? And then now we're going to do a corner, and of course this is going to be a solid, you know, both sides of the corner will be peach, okay? So chain 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, okay, oops, there, and then chain 2, 1 and 2, and then 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, okay, pull out some yarn. Now we're going to do the side 3 double crochet grouping that we need to do. 1, 2, 3 double crochets, oops, okay, and then now here was our beginning, and all the other ones, the beginning corners, we just do the first one, and then we go around, and then when we're going to connect it, we complete that corner, okay? And this is another one of those half and half corners, like down here, okay? So we're continuing with the peach, and we're going to go into this hole right there, okay, down here, and we're going to do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's say that I'm finished with my square, and I'm going to go ahead and just connect it to fasten off, okay? And instead of doing a chain 1 and then a single crochet to do the join, I'm going to just do a regular chain 2, 1 and 2, and then now I'm going to just slip stitch into the top of that chain 3 to join. Just doing a regular join, see? And then I would cut this yarn, fasten it off, okay? And then of course weave in my ends and fasten off the beginning, and then of course this that's still connected, I would cut that and weave in my ends as well, okay? So that's how you do a two-toned granny. And I know that this doesn't seem like it's even because you got this purple that goes all the way across instead of the two tones being right in the divided in half, in other words. But when you work over, when you're doing another row and you work over those chains, you're not going to see that that color is a little bit, it's not completely in half. I guess it makes sense. Okay, so that is how you do a two-tone granny. I think it's fun. I enjoy it. If you have trouble with the way I did the color change, just watch the video again and see how I did it. And once you do it a few times, you catch on to it pretty quick, and you shouldn't have any trouble with it. And I think it makes a really cute granny. I think it helps to know how to do a two-tone granny if you're going to be making something that you want the squares, when you connect them together, to make a diagonal angle, like you're making a shape of some sort. It's good to know how to do a two-toned or two-tone, two-colored granny square. Okay, so that is how I am doing mine, and so I hope this tutorial, I hope it was enjoyable for you, and I hope it was a good basic skill that you, to learn, and that you enjoyed learning it. Okay, so I'm going to go and continue making my two-tone granny squares, and we will see you in the next tutorial. Bye, guys.